All right, guys, here's some more examples that I could come up with that might be able to help you understand this just a little bit more. Okay, so I have them all on the same page here. So pause, read them through, try and make sense of them. I really tried to make the colors the hypothesis because the P always it moves with each statement, each converse, inverse, and contrapositive. So try and follow along with that. So the original is, if today is Monday, then tomorrow is Tuesday. Is true. Converse of that, okay, so here we go. So the original statement is like this. They're both positive and they're both in the correct order. Converse of that is going to be them flipped, just like this. Converse. The inverse is going to be back here, negative. Contrapositive is going to be flipped and negated. So the thumbs down is the negation. So statement, converse, inverse, contrapositive. So the converse is it flipped and saying if tomorrow is Tuesday, then today is Monday. Inverse, if today is not Monday, then tomorrow is not Tuesday. And the contrapositive is tomorrow is not Tuesday, then today is not Monday. Okay? Clear as mud. Okay, and here's a math example for you. So if two angles are congruent, then they have the same measure. Okay? Is that a true statement? Well, the definition of congruent is that they're the same measure, right? Is that they are the same value of how big that angle is, all right? So what would the inverse of that be? Sorry, converse. Converse of that is going to be them flipped, right? If two angles have the same measure, then they are congruent. Now take a look at this first one. Now, in between the original statement and the converse, here, I'll show you, right here, we kept the word two angles. Why did we do that? Well, it's just an English thing, right? You don't say it every single time because that's bad grammar. You want to establish your noun, right? So your noun at the very beginning is two angles. So if two angles, and then we switch it. Then we say have the same measure. Have the same measure, okay? And then we flip the other one, so are congruent. So the converse is if two angles have the same measure, then they are congruent, which again it's true, but that's basically just because it's the definition of it. Okay, let's see what the inverse would be. The inverse again is the negation, right? So if two angles are not congruent, then they do not have the same measure. Okay, and then the contrapositive would be if two angles do not have the same measure, then they are not congruent. Hopefully you got all of those. Cool. Try the extra ones and